It's Tuesday. It's drunk Polkaroo time. Beer time. You might notice last week I missed my usual Thursday video. That's because it was St. Patrick's Day, or if you're following along on the blog or on the Instagram there, Craftivus, St. Patrick's Day for those of us who no longer drink green beer. I was having such a good time last week with Polkapalooza, traveling around. The grand total, before we get into what you see before you here, was 1,200 kilometers, 22 breweries, 80 plus beers. I've kind of lost track. I think it's something like 82 new beers. There's some growlers in there as well. Pretty close to $700. So it wasn't cheap, but my God, was it worth it. What a week. The culmination of the Polk Apocalypse on last Saturday with my buddies, just drinking fresh beer at a growlers after we had done a local sort of hitting the breweries I get to quite often, and they hadn't been to. It was just so much fun. I'm going to really encourage you, before we go any farther tonight, next time you have a day off, get in your car, go to your local brewery, the closest one to you, buy some beer, support your local brewery. I mean, these guys and gals there, just, my week was so much better from having met the people that work there. Not everywhere. I mean, like anywhere, there's people who are having a bad day at work, but I got to say, I don't really recall a bad one or a place I went where I wasn't happy. So please, wherever you are in the province, somebody's close by you, go visit them. They deserve your support. I loved it, and I'll be back. That's where we go to tonight, because obviously I have to go to more trips, more places in Ontario, and this is going to be one of them for sure. Refined Fool. I was offered a chance to, try their newest permanent listing at the LCBO, Pouch Envy, which is a Australian pale ale. I'll jump at the chance to try any beer. I love beer. You guys know that. Last year I had their Short Pier Long Walk. It was an 8.4%, 100 plus IBU. It was a hot bomb. It was really good. So, I know this brewery can do some really fantastic stuff. I'm looking forward to it. This is the Rip Snorter Bourbon Porter. You guys know me, and I love vanilla porters and anything bourbon aged, and looking forward to getting into that. But tonight I'm going to do Refined Fool Brewing Company Pouch Envy. Australian Pale Ale, 5%, 20 IBUs. So not expecting like a big hot bomb. I'm expecting something a little more subtle. I thought I'd dress up for the occasion. I put on my suspenders, my good Polkaroo shirt, and my good Polkaroo tie, and of course my fancy bowler hat, which I only wear when I'm drinking refined beers. I love to have fun. That's one thing, not over-consuming and not, just losing myself in crappy beer has given me. I mean, I had a great time Saturday night. We probably had a little bit too much, but, I didn't black out. I didn't, have any of those regretful feelings the next morning where, oh, God, it was a terrible time and I felt like garbage all day. I felt great. Sunday was another great day. My friend, the Big Canuck 1975, you can follow him on Instagram too. I tell you, this community on Instagram is just growing, and it's so much fun, on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. But, he came over Sunday night, and we had a couple of beers just to cap off Polkapalooza. He lives close by, so it was great. And now to start back into what we do best, which is talking about beer on Tuesdays and Thursdays and every day on Instagram. But let's get into this. I'm kind of excited because, summer season is just around the corner, and I sit outside as soon as I get home till I have to go to bed once the warm weather hits. And these videos will move outside with me because we're in Canada. I mean, you got to take advantage of the weather. So let's crack her open. That looks delicious. Pouch Envy, eh? Kind of a little bit hazy. Nice level of carbonation. A little bit of a thin white head. A little fluffy. Maybe one finger white head. It smells tropical, but not like super hoppy. So, you know what? Let's get into it. Cheers to you. Cheers to me. Ooh. Okay. what I was expecting and not what I was expecting at the same time. A nice light mouthfeel, not like, super creamy or super thick, which you're expecting out of a pale ale. It's like a peachy, citrusy, a little bit of bitter on the back, but super refreshing. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's excellent. See, I thought, just when I read a little bit about it, and I looked around and found out about, Australian Pale Ale. Heard of one of those before. Made right here in Canada. Fabulous. And I was expecting, you look at it, 20 IBUs, you're not going to get a hot bomb, a punch in the face, like Short Pier Long Walk was 100 plus IBUs. That was in the head, right? It's when you're looking for a sessionable, not overpowering, but you want a little bit of flavor. You still want some of that, a little bit of hops, but there's like a nice mango, melony sweetness there, maybe a passion fruit. Yeah. I have to eat so much more fruit now that I've become the Polkaroo because, I'm not just going to tell you something. I'm just going to say, it tastes like pineapple. I actually went back and revisited all these fruits that I was starting to, I remember what pineapple tastes like, but I buy them and I eat them because I want to remind myself what that real fruitiness tastes like. Now, this is coming from the hops, so you want to make sure that you're not selling yourself short of flavor. You want to understand what you're drinking. This is delightful. Oh, I'll tell you, I could see even Mrs. Polkaroo liking this one. It's not too bitter. It's really, really sessionable. You could sit outside in the back porch when that warm breeze is blowing at night there and the moon's popping up behind the trees here at Polkaroo Manor and just relax with a bottle of this. I'd be fine all night long. Thank you, Refined Fool, for helping this Refined Fool to learn that, it doesn't always have to be about big hop bombs or, big boozy bastards. Sometimes you just need a nice sessionable ale with some of that nice tropical fruity flavors popping up all over the place. Wow, I really look forward to that. So it's coming to the LCBO. I checked today. It's not there yet, but it's coming soon. I would advise you to give it a try, especially with the warmer weather coming. You want to find some stuff that's, this would be great after mowing the lawn, vacuuming the pool, working in the gardens. It's definitely got a refreshing quality to it. Right, that's good. I think the note I'm going to leave you with tonight, especially after my experiences last week, my experiences, every day with craft beer that I'm trying to do, every single day I'm having a new beer. Sometimes only one, sometimes I get lucky and get to have two or even three. But, I just do one a day for sure, is that every single day brings me a surprise. I was not expecting to really get into this because, I've really been leaning towards the heavier, bigger, boozier beers lately. But I'm finding now that we're starting to roll into summer, spring, just rolling into spring here. But I know the warmer weather's coming. I'm looking for something to drink while I'm chilling. It's only 5%. It's 5%. Yeah, it's only 5%. That's regular beer. But this is, you could share this with a buddy. Heck, have two. Each of you get your own because very refreshing. But like I was saying, I'm finding that I don't want to just have one style. Most nights I want to jump into two or three. Last night I had, a hoppy wheat beer. Then I had a big hop bomb, and then I finished off with just a nice little Tripel, just a Tripel from Cameron's there. It's one of my favorite beers just to kind of sip at the end of the night, when I'm finished up. But this is one of those beers that you're going to enjoy sitting on the back porch. I'm getting a lot of very, very sweet, a nice sweetness down there, like a mango sweetness. So there's a hint of bitterness on the back end that goes, hey, I got some hops for you. So when it hits the LCBOs, guys, please go grab one. You will not be disappointed. Glad to be back to normal. As much as I love Polkapalooza and the Polkapocalypse, I miss just coming home and having a beer and talking to you guys and talking to my friends there on Instagram and all over the world. But I like being a refined fool. I think this look suits me. Mrs. Polkaroo might disagree. Quick shout out to my brother Mike for showing this to all his buddies. Getting support from your family is wonderful. Thanks to everybody who comments or who sends me a message or who just watches the video. I really appreciate it. I do it for me, to help me remind me of what I need from craft beer and what craft beer brings to me. But it's great to share it with the world. So, thanks, Mike. I really appreciate all your support, buddy. Everybody else, I'll see you on Thursday. I have no idea what we're going to be drinking. That fridge is just bulging with beer still. Just skimmed the surface. So it's going to be a surprise to you and me. I'm just going to grab something and we're going to talk about it. So until then, my friends, stay refined. Cheers. Come on, summer.